셋, 별.
I'm an introverted person, so I don't have a thing for traveling to different places or immersing myself in new environments, since that experience can bring me a sense of nervousness and discomfort. However, there was a time I visited a totally new place in Nhen, which captured my attention, and I will tell you about that experience. A few months ago, I didn't have a lucrative budget to afford a trip to various places in my country, so I didn't even think about taking a tour to somewhere. However, one time when I was surfing Facebook, I accidentally saw an advertisement of a tour organized for tourists to go to Nhen with reasonable prices for my financial range. So after discussing with my friends, we decided to enroll in that trip journey to Nhen. And after visiting some reputable destinations in Nhen, we decided to pay a visit to one local beach due to my friend's recommendation. If my memory serves me right, when I first came to that place, I was totally taken aback by the spectacular sceneries of that ocean and the coastal area. However, I was a little bit nervous since I caught sight of an influx of foreigners who came there to enjoy their vacations. And since I hadn't seen so many foreigners like that, so it put a strain on my mentality. But I tried to adapt to that environment, and gradually I could be more open to immerse myself and apply myself into that conditions. So finally, I enjoyed my journey very much, and I realized that the beauty of that nature was tremendously astonishing. The water was transparent, so I could literally see all marine creatures in the water. Not to mention that the weather was conducive for me to enjoy some extreme sports such as paragliding or scuba diving, so I could broaden my horizon of experience about different activities in Nhen. So when I think back about those memories, I feel like going there is the once-in-a-lifetime experience for me to try. So in the future, I will step out of my comfort zone to immerse myself in different destinations in order to challenge myself. And I think going to new destinations can be the beneficial way to help me be more extroverted and confident about myself. The first question is, which do you prefer, living in a city or only visiting it as a tourist? Well, I believe it all boils down to distinctive living conditions that I visit. When it comes to some distant regions, I think it is not convenient and suitable for my preference to have a stable life in those places. So I just visit those cities as a tourist in order to cultivate my sense of knowledge about alien cultures and exclusive traditions of those destinations. By contrast, if I have a chance to go to some metropolitan cities such as New York or Sydney, I suppose that I want to settle down in these places since the economy and the welfare system of those areas are really up to par, so I can enhance my chances of climbing higher on my career ladder or have the financial abundance to upgrade my life quality. The second question is, how do young children react when they go to school for the first time? I think it is contingent on the personalities of each child. Some children are vigorous and extroverted, so when they immerse themselves in new environments like school, for example, they will be tremendously delighted to discover new conditions and make new acquaintances with their peers without any hesitation. By contrast, other children can be introverted and quiet, so when they go to new schools, they have to say goodbye to their parental care, which sometimes can be depressing for their emotions, and they will feel nervous, so they will have some crazy actions like crying or yelling. However, I believe that children are innocent and energetic, so they will easily adapt to a new environment and forget about their miserable feelings. Third question, how do young and old people react differently to new things? I'm not sure about this, but I think there is a significant difference between the way young and old people react when it comes to new challenges. Young people are widely perceived to be vigorous and full of enthusiasm. So whenever they dive into new challenges, this can cultivate their sense of contentment, and they will feel happy or excited to venture into those fascinating activities. However, the aged have frail physical conditions, so trying new things can be sometimes too overwhelming for them. Not to mention that they are conservative and they are pretty traditional, so they stick to the same routines or similar activities for a long time. That's why confronting new challenges can be uncomfortable or unpleasant for them. Final question: why do people want to go to college far away from home? Well, I suppose that this propensity is driven by numerous underlying reasons. The first reason is that some youngsters are full of vigor and they want to confront their limitations by going to some far-flung or distant areas where they can shy away from their parents' management and they can crave for the autonomy to take good care of themselves and enhance their abilities. In addition, youngsters want to enhance their language proficiency, so they tend to attend universities in other countries to communicate with foreigners and improve their language level. Not to mention that some people feel bored and unmotivated if they study in a place that they are familiar with for a long time. So going to new places can be more fascinating and stimulating for them.
Ok, chúng ta cùng nhau học từ mới nha. Đầu tiên chúng ta sẽ có một động từ là enrolled, đi với giới từ in. Enrolled in có nghĩa là kết nạp vào hoặc là tham gia vào. Nó tương đương với engage in something, kiểu như tham gia vào cái gì đó. Tiếp theo một cụm đó là be totally taken aback, có nghĩa là bị kinh ngạc bởi cái gì đó, bị ngạc nhiên bởi một cái gì đó. I was totally taken aback. Tôi rất là ngạc nhiên, sửng sốt bởi cái gì đó. Khi mình nói về nước nó trong á, thì mình có thể nói tính từ là transparent, có nghĩa là trong suốt hay nước là trong suốt. Hoặc là khi mình nói về cái sự minh bạch rõ ràng trong tiền bạc hay là trong tình cảm thì mình nói là I want to be more transparent, là tôi rất là muốn minh bạch rõ ràng. Tiếp theo, khi mình nói về những cái môn thể thao mạo hiểm thì mình có thể nói về paragliding, có nghĩa là dù lượn nè, hoặc là scuba diving, có nghĩa là đi lặn ở dưới biển, kiểu là mặc nguyên bộ đồ rồi lặn sâu dưới biển luôn. Tiếp theo, khi mình nói về những cái vùng nào mà xa xôi hẻo lánh á, thì mình có thể nói là distant regions. Regions ở đây là vùng. Distant regions có nghĩa là những cái vùng xa xôi, và nó tương tự với một số cụm khác như là remote areas hoặc là far-flung regions. Tiếp theo chúng ta sẽ có một tính từ là alien, có nghĩa là ngoại. Nó không phải là nguồn hành tinh không nha, nó còn có nghĩa là ngoại, nó tương đương với foreign. Vậy thì alien cultures có nghĩa là những cái văn hóa ở nước ngoài á, foreign cultures, những văn hóa ở những cái vùng khác mà mình không biết. Tiếp theo chúng ta sẽ có một cụm danh từ là financial abundance. Abundance là sự dồi dào, vậy thì financial abundance có nghĩa là sự dồi dào về mặt tài chính. Một động từ tiếp theo là venture into something, có nghĩa là dấn thân vào, kiểu như là đi sâu vào một cái gì đó ha. Venture into. Tiếp theo chúng ta sẽ có một tính từ là overwhelming, có nghĩa là quá tải. Nó tương đương với overloading, cũng nghĩa là quá tải luôn. Và một danh từ cuối cùng là autonomy, có nghĩa là sự tự do, sự tự linh hoạt và sự tự xử lý mọi thứ bằng cái chính khả năng của mình đó. Thì mình có thể nói là I want to have the autonomy, và nó tương đương với independence.